Imagine within you lies a dormant force so powerful, it's like a spiritual bomb waiting to explode. This hidden energy, when awakened, can transform your entire being. But beware, for with great power comes great responsibility. Today, we delve into the ancient wisdom of Kundalini, a force that has captivated seekers for millennia. Now, let us explore a subject that is as ancient as humanity itself, spoken of for thousands of years across traditions and cultures. Here, we give great value to the wisdom of the ancients, to the knowledge preserved by civilizations long before us. This is not mere speculation or fantasy, but a living reality that has been experienced and documented by countless individuals throughout history. This is about a latent energy, a dormant force resting within every human being. Since antiquity, texts describe it as a coiled serpent at the base of the spine, waiting for the right moment to awaken. This energy is known as Kundalini. The very word itself carries a profound meaning, originating from Sanskrit, the language of the ancient sages. Kundalini means coiled, perfectly describing its nature as it lies dormant within us. In the yogic and tantric traditions, this energy is often depicted as a sleeping serpent, coiled 3.5 times at the root chakra Muladhara, located at the perineum at the very base of the spine. This is not merely a poetic metaphor, but a description of an energetic reality that has been perceived by those who have delved deep into the mysteries of human consciousness. Kundalini is understood as the manifestation of Shakti, the primordial feminine energy of the universe. It is the creative force, the power that gives birth to all existence. While Shakti rests at the base, her divine counterpart Shiva abides in the crown chakra at the top of the head. Shiva represents pure consciousness, the unchanging witness. The spiritual journey, in essence, is to unite these two fundamental aspects of reality, the earthly and the divine, matter and spirit. When this energy awakens, it rises through the spine, activating the chakras, purifying the system, and expanding perception. Each chakra represents a dimension of consciousness, from the instinctive and material to the subtle and transcendent. This journey of awakening is not a linear path, but a profound transformation that touches every aspect of one's being. As the Kundalini rises, it encounters and activates each of the major energy centers along the spine. At the root chakra, it deals with our most basic needs and our connection to the physical world. As it moves upward, it touches the sacral chakra, awakening our creative and sexual energies. The solar plexus chakra ignites our personal power and will. When the energy touches the heart chakra, a profound shift occurs. Compassion and unconditional love naturally blossom. One begins to experience a love that transcends personal attachments, a love for all of existence. This is not a mere emotional state, but a fundamental shift in how one relates to the world. As the Kundalini continues its ascent, it reaches the throat chakra, enhancing our ability to express truth and communicate with clarity. When it rises to the third eye, located between the eyebrows, intuitive perception and insight into hidden realities open. One may begin to perceive beyond the limitations of the physical senses, gaining access to deeper layers of reality. And finally, when it reaches the crown chakra at the top of the head, one may enter samadhi, the dissolution of the ego and the experience of oneness with all that is. This is not a loss of individuality, but an expansion of consciousness to embrace the entire cosmos. It is the ultimate goal of many spiritual traditions, the state of enlightenment or self-realization. But one must understand, this is not merely poetry or metaphor. Those who experienced it did not treat it as imagination. They saw it as a living reality. And yes, it can be immensely transformative. The awakening of Kundalini has the potential to completely revolutionize one's life, bringing about profound healing, creativity, and spiritual insight. However, we must approach this subject with great respect and caution. Handled incorrectly, it can also be destabilizing. The power of Kundalini is likened to that of nuclear energy, immensely beneficial when properly harnessed, but potentially destructive if mishandled. Premature awakening of Kundalini can bring intense imbalances, mental, emotional, and physical. Those who have experienced uncontrolled Kundalini awakenings have reported a wide range of symptoms. Anxiety, sleeplessness, even disturbing visions may occur. Some have experienced intense heat or energy moving through their body, uncontrollable movements, or overwhelming emotional states. Ancient traditions were very clear. One must be prepared, body, mind, and emotions purified before touching this fire. The texts speak of the necessity of a proper foundation, of a system that is clean and balanced enough to handle the influx of this powerful energy. This is why traditionally, Kundalini practices were kept secret, shared only with those who had undergone years of preparation under the guidance of an experienced teacher, so this process should never be forced. Kundalini awakening is not something to be conquered by willpower. It is not a goal to be achieved through aggressive practices or techniques. Rather, it is more like a flower blossoming in spring. When the soil is fertile, when the conditions are right, it blooms naturally in its own time. How to prepare? The ancient traditions have given us a wealth of practices and guidelines. Through practices like pranayama, breath regulation, we can cleanse the energy channels of the body, creating a clear pathway for the Kundalini to rise. The various breathing techniques not only purify the system, but also help to balance and strengthen the nervous system, preparing it for the intensity of the awakening. Yoga postures, or asanas, play a crucial role in strengthening and aligning the body. These are not mere physical exercises, but tools to create a body that is flexible, strong, and balanced, a suitable vessel for the rising energy. Each posture has a specific effect on the energy system, and when practiced with awareness, can gradually awaken and direct the flow of prana, or life force, through the body. Meditation and mantra are powerful tools to focus and purify the mind. In the stillness of meditation, one begins to witness the constant fluctuations of thought and emotion, gradually developing the ability to remain centered amidst the storms of life. Mantras, sacred sound vibrations, have the power to attune our energy to higher frequencies, creating resonance with cosmic forces. Devotion, patience, and a pure heart are essential qualities on this path. Devotion opens the heart, creating a channel for divine grace. Patience is necessary because this process cannot be rushed. It unfolds in its own time according to a higher intelligence. A pure heart, free from selfish motives and negative emotions, creates the right inner environment for the Kundalini to awaken safely and beneficially. When all this ripens, the energy rises by itself gracefully, not violently. It is a natural process, like the growth of a tree or the flowing of a river. Our role is not to force it, but to create the right conditions and then allow it to happen. When it does, life is never the same again. The world is perceived with new eyes. Beauty, connection, and purpose emerge everywhere. Colors may appear more vivid, sounds more rich and meaningful. One begins to sense the underlying unity behind the apparent diversity of creation. Synchronicities and moments of profound insight become more common. One begins to live not from ambition, but from the soul. The petty concerns and conflicts that once seemed so important begin to fade away. Instead, a deep sense of purpose emerges, and knowing that one's life is part of a greater cosmic dance. One lives not in pursuit of personal gain, but in service to the whole of life. Ultimately, Kundalini is not myth, not fantasy. It is a profound inner possibility within every human being. It is our birthright, the key to unlocking our full potential as spiritual beings, having a human experience. But with such power comes responsibility. Handle it with reverence, with humility, with guidance. If you feel the call, if something within you resonates with what I've shared today, begin not by chasing the serpent, but by cleansing yourself within. Start with the basics, purify your diet, cultivate positive thoughts and emotions, engage in regular spiritual practice, sit quietly each day, breathe deeply, consciously, purify your heart through acts of kindness and compassion. Listen to the silence within, for in that silence, the first whispers of awakening can be heard. Because if you are here, listening now, it is not by accident. The very fact that you're drawn to this knowledge indicates that something is already stirring within you. The energy is already moving, albeit subtly. It is waiting for you to become ready to create the right inner conditions for its full blossoming. Remember, this journey is not about gaining power over others or achieving some special status. It's about realizing your true nature, about fulfilling your highest potential as a human being. It's about becoming an instrument of the divine, a channel for love and wisdom to flow into the world. As we conclude, I invite you to sit for a moment in silence. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and feel the life force pulsing within you. That energy, that aliveness, that is the first hint of the immense power that lies dormant within. Treat it with respect, nurture it with care, and in time, it will reveal to you the deepest mysteries of existence. Much love, much light to you, my friends. May your journey of awakening be blessed. May it bring you to the realization of your highest self, and may it contribute to the healing and evolution of our entire planet. Namaste.